Greetings, everyone. The things I'm going to talk about in this video are going to sort of make some people feel uncomfortable. But sometimes we have to get uncomfortable to get us to that place, when you're uneasy, to say, no, there is something about this that is disturbing my peace, and I want to go and find out more. If you're not there yet, I understand that, and I don't want to criticize you or call you names because I'm still at a place where there's so much more to learn. I just want to say here, for those of you who are Christians, I respect your belief system, your right to believe whatever it is you believe, and I want you to respect my right too. I'm going to say to you that when it comes to the tenets or the roots of Christianity that says, man was born and shaped in iniquity, and, through some blood sacrifice of a man that was sent on earth to redeem us of our sin, then we can have everlasting life. I don't believe that, but if that's your belief, I respect your right to have those beliefs. Now, the things I'm going to talk about here, I'm going to say how I freed myself from that philosophy. And after I did, I was able to really start walking in light, to become more awakened. And when my mind was opened up to learning new things, the spirits came and taught me new things. And I accept it, I embrace it. I look forward to learning more every day. Now, I'm going to say to you on your screen, you're going to see some pictures of roots. And, these roots are symbolic of a deeper truth as far as nature holds. Did you know that there are plants that eat flesh? Yes. And there are plants, when they're rooted out, when you look at them, they look like the formation of these plants look like physical attributes of human beings. And as we eat roots to nourish us or to provide medicine for our body, so can they emit energies that inform, that awaken. There are certain roots. If you drink it, it will heighten your sensibilities, it will heighten your vision, and so much more. I want this to go as deep as the Spirit will allow me, because we need that. Because as African-centered people, Afrocentric people, or whatever it is you want to call yourself, melanated or otherwise, there is something about us that is different from every other people. It is very clear that we are the only ones with these woolen hair, which we often try to change by straightening it or putting other person's hair on top of our head. And again, this is not judgment. I'm just stating the fact that when you put these things on your head, understand that if something happens, for example, at a scene or where something terrible happened, and you got, those who are in charge of solving crime at those scenes, they're taking hair samples, they take saliva, they take, blood samples to go and determine who these persons could be that they're searching for, or, sometimes they can't identify an individual, and so they take these things to, link their DNA to say who this person is. So fiber in roots are just as powerful. Now, some of the ancient doctors from our lineage or ancestral past use roots, and they can read people's vibration. I'm going to put it like that for now. I'm having this conversation because so many persons reach out to me to say, you know what? I have long discarded or part ways with the religion that I was introduced to, whether it be in Africa or in the Caribbean region, because it was not adding up. It was not matching up to my experiences. I'm one of those persons. And the moment I abandoned those ideas, my life started changing for the better. I started to go inwards and I started connecting with nature. I can talk to the trees, I can talk to the green, I can talk to the birds, and I am more fulfilled than just sitting down in front of a text and reading that, because that just represents the experience of other persons who lived before me. And that is not to say that we can't learn from these other persons' experience, but we are all here with our own, you know, plans and, you know, wishes and intention and all of that. So somebody who lived 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago certainly cannot influence my lifestyle today when I live in a world where so many things have changed. We're talking about spirituality, and as I go forward, I enjoy having these conversations. And when people ask me to talk about it, I get very excited. Now, let me pause for a moment to address one woman who reached out to me. And I'm going to say to you that I have said on this channel many times, when it comes to relationship, I'm very guarded in what I say. So I'm going to say to you that I would have been able to say a lot more to you if you came to me with just your dream and say, here's my dream. What does it mean? When I'm predicting a dream or trying to explain a dream, I want to be very authentic. And sometimes I have to sit on it for a few days and I literally pray on it. There were a lot of things that I saw in your dream that you shared with me, and that are very concerning. But I'm holding back some of my thoughts because here's where you went wrong. You told me what other persons told you. When you come in with the dream, I don't want to hear what anybody says. I don't want you to even give me too much information. If you were sitting in front of me, I would have liked the spirits to reveal to me who you are and what was going on with you. And I will not make it up. And so, because you said so much, you said what other people told you, it makes it difficult. Now I can't give you any authentic truth. People, so when you go to folks who claim that they have prophetic gifts, do not tell them your story. If they can't tell you what's going on, you tell the dream, because they're not in your head to tell you what you dreamt. But and they probably could, depending on the situation, because I could have a vision, and when you come to me with your vision, it just confirms what the spirit is already revealing to me. But when you come to me and say, this person said that and they said that and they explained that, there's nothing left for me. I'm just going to lie to you. I'm going to be telling you stuff that is not the truth, and that's not how I operate. I refuse to tell a lie calling Yah's name or say the spirit said this, because I don't want them to remove their gifts from me. I want it to be very authentic. And even if I have to wait for 1 year, 2 year for the dream to come true, I am prepared to wait. Those who want to turn up their nose and, try to be skeptical, you're supposed to be skeptical, to be honest. I'm not offended by that. So to say to you, this is what your dream means, and to predict the other stuff that I see happening in your life, it would be based on some of what you've already told me. Now, I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to say to you, what I'm feeling comfortable saying to you, is that be careful about the people you invite in your life. Sometimes we get involved with these people. We say we are in love with people, and what we're really doing is just expressing serotonin, you know, um, getting involved with people and saying that we're in love when it has nothing to do with love. It's lust or intimate secretions that cause us to get to the place where we think that we want to make life with this person, this is the right one for us, and it's an individual choice. But what I want to say to you is that if you have your home and anyone attempts to come into your household and rearrange that space according to their own liking, that person is using some kind of spiritual energy that is trying to not just attach itself to your place, but is to take it over. That is as far as I'm willing to say. And that I want you to know that your mother went to the point of securing certain things or certain inheritance for you and your offspring. Protect that with everything that is in you. I'm also going to say that a man's role is to provide for his family. That doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself, but I'm just saying, if you are If you're someone who worked really hard for the things that you have, and or someone gave it to you as an inheritance, it's your role or your job to protect that. So if you're starting life with someone else, what you acquired before you met that person is not theirs, it's yours. And if it's for your children, if you have children, that is my philosophy. Whatever I had before I met my partner would belong to my children, not to my partner or any offspring of his. And so, be guarded. Also, there are times when men will make it seem like they're in support of you in the very beginning, and they watch their relatives start to try to draw from you, and if they allow it, they are part of it based on what you've shared with me. And so sometimes a person might seem like, yeah, I'm on your side, I'm supporting you, but if you start to notice that things are happening to you, and the relatives of your partner is ingratiating themselves in a way, and he doesn't put a stop to it, then you know that he's a part of it. That's as much as I'm prepared to say about that situation. So as far as your dream is concerned, talking about the witch, you know who the witch is. And the witch doesn't necessarily have to be just doing dark magic. The personality, as you saw it in the dream, the personality of the person dancing before you, with the one tooth. Oh, that is very, very, very prophetic, very, very clear. You know already, so you can't allow to make your emotions cause you to lose track of what you need to do and how you need to protect yourself, especially a sister that's vulnerable to you. People, the thing is much deeper than just what's written in a text, in any text for that matter. There is no one book that could hold the truth of this world and the secrets more than anything else. The secrets. Oftentimes, people are finding out these secrets, some stumbling upon them by accident. For example, I was in my kitchen and I was cooking, and I had some cloves in some water boiling on the stove. Well, it all of a sudden I felt my head raised so big, and I literally felt like someone was blowing on my skin at the back of my neck. And I realized that the clove itself had invited presence in my space, and they were not clean energy. So sometimes we find these things out by accident. Pay attention to the things that your physical being start to respond to. Don't waste your time trying to convince other people who already made up their mind that they're going to say, I don't believe this, or this is foolishness, even before you start to explain or share. It doesn't make any sense that you waste time doing that. In another video, I'm going to come back and talk some more, because listen, the people are interested for the information. Believe it or not, something as simple as just going to prayer, people don't even know how to sit down and just have a conversation with the Most High. And so what we know and spend years practicing is so difficult for some people who don't know or don't understand. So for me personally, I can't go back to the stories that are told to me in my childhood and even into my adulthood that did not make sense. My little 14-year-old daughter says to me, why would anyone put the cross around their neck and wear it when it symbolizes, destruction, and it symbolizes the worst thing? Why would someone celebrate that? Why would you want to hold a symbol that stand for, the D word? And, as a young girl, I think to myself, and I see who she is, and I also see the questions she have, and the kind of dreams that she shares with me. They're so profound. And so sometimes I might be trying to figure out some things, and there she is before me, providing me with an answer. So I know she has some deep spiritual gifts, and they're just budding. There are signs and symbols around us every day that is here to guide us. This morning, just before I was able to begin this video, I reached out to a friend that supplied me with the pictures that are on the screen to ask permission to use these. And when I came to ask you, my dear friend, you were talking about root and you were talking about my daughter. And these were the things that I was thinking of. So yes, she is a root. And of course, when you are planted so deep, and when there's purpose for your life, people are going to try to come and dig it up, but you just have to stay rooted. And when you're not ashamed to declare, at least this part is true where Christianity is concerned, that you have to be prepared to confess your love and your devotion to who you refer to as your guides or your gods or whatever. You have to be able to do that for them to show themselves to you. You can't be ashamed of what you believe in. Whatever it is that you believe in, and I don't believe in anything, I just walk through experience and I am open to learning more. That's the thing. The key is being open to learning more, because there's so much more for us to know. We have so much questions, and if you ask those questions in a kind of humble way, the answers will come to you. So there are things that we take for granted, and sometimes people say superstition or superstitious beliefs. But if you listen to some of the ancestors or listen to some of your forebears, they said things, and over time you prove those things to be true. The plants are living organisms, and through these plants we are provided with food, with clothing, with medicine. So why do you think that they won't provide you with other answers to guide you in this life? People choose to use them for good or evil, if we're looking at that duality. And again, I tell you, there's a problem with the whole idea of duality, because we get to the good and evil, and these are social constructs to begin with. Because if there was the idea of good and evil, you wouldn't see people who perpetuate such wicked acts upon other people, and their lineage for all these generations continue to do the same thing. If there is good against evil, these two duality that we're looking at, or if you wish to call it polarity, because sometimes there's a blurred line between these two expressions, but they continue to do the same thing, because you are continuing to maintain that order that they placed upon you to keep you in darkness, to keep you dumbed down, to keep you so ignorant that you just accept the nonsense, even though they're not walking in it. The ones who are reminding you that it's important for you to feel this way are doing the complete opposite of what they're asking you to believe or to do. And we're seeing that in this time. There are signs, there are symbols that we should be paying attention to free us from any kind of bondage. But as I always say to you, the answer lies in nature particularly. And the plants are here. Nature is here to teach us and to lead us, to inspire us, and to lead us to further truth. Young lady, if I were you, I'd run. That's all I'm going to say. I'd run, because you have a lot more to lose than just the physical things that you own. Your life is threatened. Stay blessed, everyone.